My name is Belinda Wasser, also known as RocketGirl, and today we're going to talk about the key to raising your prices. When you're a virtual assistant, raising your prices can be really scary, especially because you have no idea what your clients are thinking about your rates. So it's important to give it some thought before diving in. And so today we're going to talk about some do's and don'ts in raising your prices. Okay, so when you're first starting out, you want to be sure that you're starting with a competitive rate to attract your first clients. Now, please notice I did not say practically free or deeply discounted. I said a competitive rate, okay? So I want you to think about not just what you think the market will bear, but your experience and your speed and things like that. Those are really the triggers for when it's a good time to raise your rates, over time when you get faster and as you build skills. So start at a competitive rate and then raise your rates only on your new clients. So let's say you have, you're just starting out, you have 5 clients, everything's going along, they're happy with your rate. Try raising it $5 or $10 an hour, and then offer that to your new prospective clients. Now, if the very first or second person that you tell your new rate doesn't hire you, that doesn't mean that it's a sign that you shouldn't raise your rates. It just means they're not your ideal client. So don't worry about that, all right? Because we're talking $5, $10 an hour increase. I generally went up $5 an hour because I was really nervous to raise my rates. But because my existing clients were securely tucked in and I was still working with them, I wasn't concerned about that. Okay. Then when you have plenty of work, all the work that you can manage, you get to decide if you want to raise your rates on your existing clients. Now, the key to doing this is to do it carefully. I cannot stress that enough. I know someone who raised their rates, and what they did was they sent a blanketed email to everyone they knew. Boom, I'm raising my rates. It was a kind of a high number, like a big jump, and lost a lot of work. So you definitely don't want to do that. So here's how I handled it. I wrote an email explaining the whole, why I was raising my rates. And it wasn't defensive, like I deserve it. It was, I decided that it's time for me to raise my rates. I want to let you know, give you as much notice as possible, the whole thing. Okay. So I made a list of all my clients, and the clients who were my least favorite to work with, I just sent them that email, but I sent it to 2 people. I had probably 35 clients at that time, sent it to a couple of people just to get their reaction. Then my clients who I loved, I got on the phone and I explained to them what I was doing. Now, I didn't fool around with a lot of chit chat at first. I just, hi, how's it going? Great. There's something I want to tell you that's going to impact your business. I've decided to raise my rates. And I just went right into it. And I have to say, of all the people that I told, I only lost 2 clients, and they actually ended up coming back later. So you want to go slow because you want to, gauge the impact of what you're doing. But if you, and I'll talk about this in a minute, if you lose a couple of people, that's just a natural part of having a virtual assistant business. Now, the other thing is, with the people I spoke to on the phone, most of them congratulated me. I have wonderful clients, and I followed up with that same email. So I said to them, thank you, this is great. And I sent them a copy of the email so they would understand and have a record of, the dates, when, the rates, all of that. I gave them a lot of lead time. So I decided to raise my rates in January of the next year, and it was November when I did this. So I took a week to let everybody know and to work through all of that and to work through my fear, because I was really scared that I was going to be in trouble, if a big clump of my business went away. But I went slow and I listened to my gut, and I gave them plenty of lead time. I did this because I wanted to make sure that they would have enough time to find someone else to replace me if they decided they didn't want to go forward. I believe there's plenty of work for all of us. And if a couple of my clients just didn't want to take the leap, that's perfectly fine. So I wanted to give them plenty of time. The other thing that I did was I had one client, we were in the middle of a big project. I was migrating her onto a whole new platform for her business. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to put her in a bad spot because she budgeted for the project with my current rate, not the new rate. So what I did was I said to her, okay, so I'm going to keep working on your project and I think we're going to finish it before April. So your rates will go up on April 1st or when I finish the project, whichever is sooner. And I have to tell you, she's been a client many years after that. And I'm sure it's because I was fair with her and I considered the implications of this from her point of view as well. So you can definitely do that. And then, like I said, don't worry if you lose a few clients here and there, because if you're doing your marketing and you're doing your newsletter and you're doing your sprinkling and all that stuff that I talk about, you'll have a steady stream of clients coming in. And if you lose one or two along the way, that's just part of being a VA. So I want to tell you guys about my free online group. It's called, oh, someone's saying hi. Hello. Hello. My free online group, it's called the Virtual Assistant Connection, and it's found on Facebook. We have almost 6,000 members now representing 47 countries, and it is a vibrant, exciting place for people who are thinking about being a virtual assistant or who have been one for a while. And the community is wonderful, and I'd love to have you come on over. We have all kinds of videos, trainings, webinars, on a weekly basis, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you'll consider that. Until next time, I'm Belinda Wasser, Rocket Girl, signing off. Bye-bye.